Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has turned down Hungary's proposal for a Christmas ceasefire and a large-scale prisoner exchange with Russia. This was announced by Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán, who shared the news on social media. Orbán's statement went something like this: "At the end of Hungary's EU presidency, we took new steps toward peace. We proposed a Christmas ceasefire and a large-scale prisoner exchange. Zelensky rejected it today. We've done everything we could." Apparently, Orbán had a one-hour phone call with Russian President Vladimir Putin earlier that day. He described these weeks as the most dangerous in the war between Russia and Ukraine and said Hungary is making every diplomatic effort to push for a ceasefire and peace talks. But Zelensky had a sharp response on social media. You might know it as X now. He's not holding back, questioning whether Orbán might next invite former Syrian President Bashar al-Assad to Moscow for a lecture. Ouch, right? Zelensky's message emphasized that real peace and security can only come through the determination of the US, Europe's unity, and unwavering commitment from all partners to the UN Charter's goals and principles. Here's the thing, Hungary's stance has always been a bit of an outlier within the EU when it comes to the war in Ukraine. Orbán's actions raise eyebrows, and his frequent engagements with Russia don't exactly inspire confidence in his peace efforts among Ukraine's allies. So while Orbán may claim he's doing everything he can for peace, Zelensky clearly sees it differently. So here's the deal. Russia's Ministry of Foreign Affairs didn't hold back today. They're calling out the US for what they're calling plane robbery. Apparently, Washington's decided to fund Ukraine with money coming from frozen Russian assets held in the West. Specifically, the US Treasury announced on December 10th a $20 billion loan guarantee to back Ukraine's government. And it's all supposed to be repaid using income from those frozen Russian assets. Russia's not amused. In their statement, Moscow basically said, "You're stealing from us, and we're not going to let it slide." They even hinted at some kind of retaliation. They're talking about seizing Western assets under Russian jurisdiction and redirecting them into boosting their economy and funding infrastructure projects. It's a big two-can-play at this game moment. And then there's the part where they slam the West for its pseudo-legal tricks and double standards. Russia's message is clear. They're not taking this lightly, and they're ready to hit back in some way. Honestly, this move by the US could stir up even more tension. Sure, it's a way to keep Ukraine's government afloat, but it also raises questions about what's fair in international politics. Is it a smart way to pressure Russia, or does it set a dangerous precedent? Time will tell, but for now, it looks like this fight is moving to a whole new level. All right, here's what's going on. President Joe Biden just signed off on a new national security memorandum that could basically act as a playbook for the next administration. The goal? To push back against the growing cooperation between China, Iran, North Korea, and Russia. The White House confirmed this, and the Associated Press picked it up. But the actual document's contents? Yeah, those aren't going public. Too sensitive, apparently. From what we know, the memorandum lays out 4 big recommendations. Better coordination across US government agencies, faster info sharing with allies about these 4 adversaries, tweaking sanctions and economic tools to make them more effective, and preparing for crisis situations involving these rival nations. Now here's where it gets interesting. This isn't just about Biden's administration. Reports suggest it's designed to guide the next one too, and that could very well be Donald Trump's. Biden and Trump don't exactly see eye to eye on foreign policy, but officials from both teams seem to agree on the need for a smooth handoff on national security issues. For years, the US has been worried about how these 4 countries are teaming up, and that anxiety's only grown since 2022. China's leveraging Russian expertise while the two deepen their military technical ties, even working together on Arctic patrols. It's a lot to keep an eye on. One insider made it clear this isn't about pressuring the next administration to take a specific approach. Instead, it's about building up the tools and strategies they'll need to tackle what are shaping up to be some of the toughest foreign policy challenges yet.